First, I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing. I can't believe that I just hit 100K subscribers. And this is a spicy grilled pork tenderloin recipe that we make all the time. It's from my wife's mother, and it's really one of our favorites, so I thought I'd share it with you. And it basically starts out with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And that pretty much gives it the base flavor there. And then there are 3 tablespoons of brown sugar that go in there next. Now I'm putting it in a glass bowl. This is how we do it, but you can do this actually in just a smaller bowl and then put it in a Ziploc bag to marinate. But we've had problems with them. And then there's a teaspoon of ground cumin. We've had problems with the plastic bags kind of dribbling and stuff, so we do it this way. But it can be done in a bag also, in a Ziploc. And then there's some ground mustard in there, 1 teaspoonful of that. And what we usually do is we do this about 4 hours before we're going to cook it. We mix the marinade up and we start to marinate the meat. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and use whatever paprika that is your favorite. We use the Spanish because it's pretty mild. And then you always have to put some garlic in there, so there's 5 cloves of garlic sliced, and this is our homegrown garlic. Actually, I'm going to put 6 cloves in. You can never put too much garlic in. I'm just going to slice that up a little bit there to let some of the flavor out. And then I just picked some fresh cilantro, and you can use cilantro or parsley and just chop it up. We like the flavor of the cilantro better for this one. Just throw that in there, and I'm going to just mix it up in the bottom of the bowl there. And like I said, you can do this in a Ziploc bag also. Then you're supposed to use a 12-ounce pork tenderloin. Well, we use 2 of them with this amount of marinade. We buy these down at Costco, and they come with 2 2-packs, and they cost about $12. So it's only like a little bit over $3 a piece for these tenderloins at Costco, and they're pretty amazing. So I'm just gonna stick them in there, and then I'm just gonna flip them over, and I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for a while now. So you can see everything just in the sauce, and like I said, you can use Ziploc bags. And in the meantime, I'm gonna put everything away, and we just love having this spice cabinet just right behind the sink there where we work. So every hour I'm going to just pull them out and just flip them over like this, and make sure I've got marinade going through everything. And again, you can put them in a bag and just squish that around or flip it around a little bit too if you want. So back in the fridge, and an hour later I'll flip them again, and then after 4 hours is over, I'm going to light up the grill. And like I've said before, I like using this professional charcoal. It doesn't have all the fillers in it that the stuff from Home Depot has. It cooks hotter, and it's almost as safe as using the hardwood charcoal at about half the price. So I'm just, I just did a chimney full. I want a good hot fire for cooking these, and I throw the grate on there, and I still use the wire brushes even though they say you shouldn't. And I just take an old t-shirt, and after I get done wire brushing it, I just wipe that down just in case there's any metal or anything stuck to it. And then just give the grill 2 minutes to warm up. Now I'm going to start by putting the Okra-sickles on, and I'll put a link to this Okra-sickles at the end. We did a video about them a while ago, and basically it's just small pieces of okra on a stick, and olive oil and crazy salt, and they're really the best way I like okra. They just come out amazing. The whole inside of the okra kind of like gels up and gets really tasty. All the slime is gone. So I give them a couple minutes to get started, and now I'm going to throw the 2 pork tenderloins on there right over the hot spot of the grill. Now how long it takes to cook them really depends on how cold they still are in the middle, and just how thick they are. So these, I only took these out of the refrigerator about 15 minutes ago, so they're still pretty cold. And I'm going to put on a good coating of that marinade to keep them from drying out. You don't want these to dry out. You want to keep them moist. So put the lid on, and I'm going to walk away and give them 6 minutes on that side. And if they're thinner ones that are a little warmer on the inside, sometimes 6 minutes on the side is enough, but with this one it's really not. I'll show you in a second. But at the same time, you have to make sure you roll over all those Okra-sickles, keep them from burning. And you just want them to get a little bit brown on the outside. And then there you go. I'm gonna just flip these over, and then I'm gonna throw another coat of that sauce on there just to make sure that they don't dry out. It really has a great flavor when you're done, and it does stick on there good, and it does kind of cook in. So I put the lid on, let it cook for 6 minutes, and now it's time to check with the thermometer just to make sure what temperature they're at, because you don't really want to overcook these things. You can destroy them. So they were a little cool inside when I started, and they were a little bit thicker than normal. So I figured I'm going to give them 4 more minutes on each side. So I'm just going to flip them over there, and now I'm just going to put on the rest of that marinade that was left. Just pour that on there and use that up, and then just put the cover back on the grill and give them 4 more minutes on this side. And then 4 more minutes on the last side. And like I said, how long it takes really depends on how hot your grill is, how cold the meat is, how thick the meat is, and stuff like that. So always check it with a thermometer to be sure. So at the end of that last 4 minutes, I'm going to go out and put a thermometer in it now and just check it. And we cook them to a minimum of 145. These here are running about 147 to 149, depending on where you stick them. So they're done good. So now I can just take them off the grill and bring them inside. And it's sure just, it really smells amazing at this point. I wish there was some way to put smell to a video, add some aroma here. And you see the Okra-sickles there are just kind of browned up, but they're really dried out a little bit, and they really are my favorite. So that's it. All in all, it took about 20 minutes, plus the time it took to light the coal. So it doesn't take a long time to cook these things. So I let them sit inside for 5 minutes, and now they're up to about 150, I think. So I'm going to start slicing them, and you can see they're still really nice and juicy on the inside. These things are extremely tender. We've never had a tough one, unless you overcook it. If you cook it too, you dry it out too much, then it's no good. But as long as you keep an eye on it with the thermometer, they usually come out good. There's the tenderloin, and we had some fresh picked beans and the Okra-sickles and a little bit of basmati rice to go with it for dinner tonight. And boy, it was really good, and leftovers for the next 2 nights too. And we found some of this cheap Friendly's ice cream at our local store the other day, and boy, I was amazed how good that was. So I just thought I'd share this because it's another one of those favorites that we have, and it's an old family recipe from my wife's mom. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.